have any nutmeg to scrape over my cup. So I've totally messed up this live stream, but that's because we just got ready. I'm sorry we're late here. Welcome into the Nutmeg Tavern. We are live. We have Rick and Hillary of Jim's Red Pants, and they're going to play lots of wonderful music. Most of it holiday music, right?
Yeah.
So not just random, Doors tunes or anything like that. We're going to have fun with 18th century music today. Ryan is on the console, and obviously we are in a strange location, right? We are in the German kitchen. These guys made me do that. So it is fun to be able to do it like this, although sometimes technicalities will jump in because this is a brand new setup. So if it's strange, say something in the chat and maybe Ryan will be able to fix it. Maybe not.
I'm not going to be able to pay attention to the chat because I just want to listen to all this great music.
Well, there's that. So how have you guys been doing?
We've been doing great. We're just, like I said, we're knights errant, and we're looking for the holy nutmeg. And we thought we would come up here and
it's in the cabinet, so we'll get it out later. Were you at any of the events? No?
This year, no.
Okay.
No. Yeah, we've kind of gotten to the part of our lives where it's just too long a weekend for Rick's bones and my fingers, and so
I totally believe
we always
that.
said we would do them until we die, but now we're saying we don't want to do them and then have them kill us.
Right, exactly. Or die while you're there. That's bad. We have lots of Jim's Red Pants CDs on our website, and maybe somebody will be able to put a link in the chat for you on that. The mandolin ones, the Winter Stay, which has got Christmas tunes on it. Whitby Abbey. They're just they're all over the place.
Just tons of crap.
Tons of good stuff.
and now that we're home more, we may make some more.
Yeah,
who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've got your
Bouzouki.
You got your bouzouki with you. You also have something special you're going to bring out later on.
Yeah.
Right. And you just have your normal fiddle, not your
normal fiddle here, but I do have a special one to show off in a minute.
Okay.
A normal old fiddle.
Just a normal old fiddle.
Although this particular fiddle is really special to me. I love this fiddle, and I came by it in an odd way. A shop was closing, and they thought that the fiddle belonged to one of my students. And when I tracked her down, because I hadn't seen her in years. Right. It wasn't her fiddle, and the shop was gone, and no one had claimed it in 10 years, and so now it's mine. And I love this fiddle. It's my favorite. And about a year and a half, 2 years ago, it started making a strange sound. Something snapped in it.
Okay.
And we worked on it, and we went to another older friend who's an excellent repairman, Richard Schlub down in Hamilton, and he couldn't find it, but he pinpointed a spot. And there's a crack right here. It's a big crack. It's probably 4 inches now. But finally, nothing saved the fiddle. And so I wasn't looking, thankfully. Rick just broke it all the way open and glued it back up. And now it's great again. But I'm really glad I didn't see him broke it in half.
So I'm getting a lot of reports that we're having sound syncing issues.
Sound syncing issues. Well, you know what, guys?
But people say it's fine on their end.
Okay, that's good.
Don't know.
Well, the problem with that is that I did not do a special sound sync, and there's no way for me to do that midstream. So you're just gonna have to live with it slightly.
Right. We're gonna pretend like this is a martial arts movie
Right.
from 1970.
What's that Tiger Lily?
It won't break the music. Okay, that's the good part.
It's because we're from Ohio. That's the whole sync of the between Indiana and Ohio. It's
It's
just
painful to be in the presence of Ohio.
Right. I can feel the tension. Start us off with something. What do you got?
well, the interesting thing about this tune is a lot of people think it's an English tune, and the English think it's an English tune. But I found out it was written by an Irish bishop, Luke Wadding, in 1657, I think, or something like that. Sussex Carol.
Okay.
So notes. And then the second tune we're going to do is In Dulce Jubilo, which is and you have these notes as well here. The 14th century and a German mystic by Heinrich Seuss wrote it. Now he went by the doctor.
I'm a doctor too.
Dr. Seuss.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready? 1, 2.
I wasn't ready for that to end.
Caught you napping.
Yeah.
I started thinking that if I went on as long as I wanted, I might have to leave something else out later.
Oh.
So
Well, I know how that is. A Flemish carol? Is that what the next one here is?
Yeah, yeah. So if you have any phlegm, this is the time to.
I was just doing the video. I was filming it yesterday, and I found out that oats were for people with asthma, and it helped with the phlegm. So maybe there's a connection. Is the song very oaty? Would you say?
Yeah, I think it was co-written by John Oates. No, there are two tunes. The first one is a French tune. They're both French. No, they're not. The second one's Belgium. The first one is French, and no one knows the date, but it was 1600s, 1700s that it was popular, before carols kind of started losing their popularity. And then the second one is a Flemish carol, and no one even knows the title of it, so they just have called it the Flemish Carol.
Okay.
Not that they only have one, but
Right.
and it was used for actually Christmas season. It was used for harvest. It was used for spring planting. So it's a carol that's very popular. That was used for different occasions.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
so is this?
Uh-huh.
Let me just check my A
All right.
with your instrument.
Uh-huh.
This, if you've met us, you've probably seen me play one of these. This is a hardanger type fiddle. Now, this particular instrument is not an actual hardanger. It's a rescue fiddle. It had a badly broken neck that couldn't be repaired, and it was in the trash, and Rick just couldn't bear to see it in the trash. So he dug it out, and Bevan Wolfenstein from Utah made us a hardanger neck for it. And I just love this instrument. It sounds great. The actual hardanger has a little bit smaller body, a fatter tummy, and it's flat right here, whereas in a Stradivari copy, it's curved. But there's 4 or 5 extra strings that go in a little tunnel up under the fingerboard and come out on that side, and they just resonate sympathetically. And in here it might be, because in bad weather, it's definitely unsympathetically. Oh, 1, 2, 3. too. I got stuck there for a minute. I had no clue how the second song went.
Well, I think that's a fascinating point. People have different ways of remembering music, playing music, thinking about it, and you two are like separate, right? You're different ways.
Very
It's like,
different.
oh, I know the tune, I know what's coming on, and other people are like, how does that tune go again? You know, even though
She has to know all the melody notes. All I need to know is the chords.
Right.
You know, so she has to know maybe 3,000 or 4,000 things in a tune, and I have to remember 4.
well, I know that sometimes like I play a little bit of tin whistle, and it's like, oh, this one starts on this note, right? And then it just leads me into the rest of the song. Sometimes you just need that. It's like, now how does this one?
Yeah. Where do we start?
Right. Where does it
Yeah.
start? How does that go? And then I'm good.
Yeah, that's
But-
good.
All right, we got a little bit of housekeeping to take care of.
Yeah.
Number one, here's a comment this I thought was real sweet. It says, we were listening to Jim's Red Pants the other day, and my husband paid Hillary a compliment. He said she has a voice that other folk singers can only fake, which was a really sweet thing to say.
Yeah.
I want to know how much you paid them to say that. And then we've got a super chat in here, and this one says, hey guys, as a truck driver for people in transportation in this era, when this era shot, would they be eating and mostly doing entertainment and food for this time of year? So, how would entertainment and food look like this time of year?
As opposed to different times of year,
Yeah.
I'm not sure how to answer that one, but the idea that that travelers are going to be, you know, we're talking about a traveling situation. You're going to have inns and taverns along the way. They might be basically someone's house with a large front room. And it's quite often that you will find community members in that, and they might be playing musical instruments. It's much more common for people, just natural people, to sing songs or play music if they have. I mean, even if they weren't highly skilled, that is what entertainment is. And we've gotten so far away from that. You know, now we think everything we listen to has to be professional or something, and we've lost a lot of community that is connected with music. So
Absolutely.
we need to really, re-embrace some of that and not be scared, even if we aren't the best musicians in the universe, to share.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you bring up something that I run into with my students,
Yeah.
and that is they will go along okay, and once they make a mistake, they're paralyzed.
Yeah.
And I keep saying, it doesn't matter. It is so utterly insignificant. You just have to keep playing and doing your best. That note can never be heard again. It's gone now. Just go on. But they're so used to hearing music that has been very produced and every little ounce of almost humanity stripped from it.
Right.
That it loses all its individual character. And that is just heartbreaking. But it takes a lot of time. In kids, it's hard, but in adults, it's almost impossible to get them to where they are like, oh yeah, made a mistake, so no big deal. That's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Speed and Style Tony's got a super chat in here. This is Merry Christmas to the Townsend's crew and all fellow Nutmeggers. Mike Howell's in here. It says, great to see Rick and Hillary and the Tavern. My wife and I just listened to the Snowbound album last night
You.
while looking at Christmas lights. That's really
That's
cool.
nice.
Oh, thanks.
I wish that I'd done that last night, but I didn't.
Thanks, Ryan. That was real helpful.
It's not what I did at all. Just so you guys know. Man. Here's a Stonecutter 2. May your nutmeg jar be full this season and always. That's couldn't be better if the priest said it himself.
I
That's
know.
beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody in the comment section does want to know, where did the name Jim's Red Pants come from?
Happy
I know
to
that we
share that.
do this, but
Yes.
let's do it again.
Yep. I share it here, but I also my email is at Jim's Red Pants because that's our website, and when I'm emailing like teachers at schools or students, a lot of times the spam filters would cut me out because of those red pants, which is too bad because it's so innocent. My granddad's name was Jim, and he wore red pants almost every day. And we lost him in 2005, 2005. But this just keeps him with us all the time, and he was a real character, quite the ladies' man. And so Jim's Red Pants keeps him with us.
There we go.
He's the only guy I know that can sit and talk on a picnic bench for about 4 or 5 hours about all the pen knives that he had in his life.
See, look there.
Probably had one just like
Yeah,
that.
just like the ones they sell at Townsend's.
That's right. What have we got here before you jump in?
Well, this is a nickel harpa, and I couldn't afford a dime harpa, so I just got that.
Just a nickel one.
Yeah.
Good.
Now, nickel harpa means keyed fiddle, and so you have these keys here, and they have tangents right here that kind of go up against the string, and so instead of fretting things with your fingers, you're just pushing tangents against strings here, and
So is this like the fiddle for the untalented? Is that it?
yeah. In this case, it is. Yeah. It actually, it's the national instrument of Sweden, but it is also designated by UNESCO as the first musical instrument that deserves global recognition to be saved.
Oh,
because it almost disappeared,
Right.
kind of like the hurdy-gurdy did.
Right,
I'm sure they're getting around
This
the
is
hurdy-gurdy
similar
next.
this is similar to hurdy-gurdy in the
Similar.
tangents and
Yeah,
the keys
yeah,
and all
yeah,
that.
exactly.
It just doesn't have a wheel.
Yeah.
You have to do
You
all
have
the hard work.
Yeah, you have to
And not
have
poke
a-
your eye out.
Yeah.
Not poke your eye out and
Poke
use,
your eye out, kid.
use a small little bow.
The nickel harpa in this form, and there are about four left, is 600 years old. And so it's one of the oldest, still played in the same shape. Even violins, Stradivarius came along with this basic shape after Amati, and that's only a few hundred years old. So this predates that by a long shot, which you wouldn't think because it's so mechanical.
Yeah.
Originally, they may have had, instead of 4 strings on top, only 3. There are 12 resonant strings that vibrate sympathetically, but originally they didn't have any, or maybe
Right.
only 1 or 2.
Right.
Yeah.
And they just kept adding, I guess, till they ran out of room. And
Yeah,
so-
this is a chromatic, so you can play any note in the scale. But the very first ones were mora harpas, and they had 1 bowed string and 1 resonant string, or not resonant, but drone, and none of these little resonant strings here.
There we go.
Yeah.
We'll find out what it sounds like.
Yeah, real quick, I just dropped a link in the chat to where you can look at all the CDs on our website, and most of them are Jim's Red Pants. So go buy Jim's Red Pants CDs as you
thank
listen
you.
to them play music.
Yeah, and buy some Blue Lion coffee to drink while you
Hey, now
yeah.
we're talking.
Oh, yeah.
Sipping and listening to Snowbound while we look at Christmas lights. I think it's getting very Hallmark in here.
Hallmark.
Okay, we're going to play The Wren and Parson's Farewell.
The Wren was is an endro, as a circle dance in Brittany. But the Wren tradition, 2 reasons why Wren boys used to go out and try to find a Wren. The first reason, according to folklore, is that whoever found the Wren, dead or alive, would have good luck for the rest of that year, and they would parade it through town in a bush that they would get and put the Wren, either dead or alive, and parade it through town. And I don't know how, if it was alive, they probably
Tied it there.
That wasn't
super glue.
It was alive, it was dead when they got done with it.
they were boys.
Yeah, and the second reason is that they claim the Wren boys wanted to get it as retribution because on St. Matthew's Day, which is Wren Day, St. Matthew his location was given away to his enemies by a wren, and so they discovered where he was and did him in.
Well, they shouldn't have written it such a nice tune.
There we go.
We
Yeah.
don't believe that one. 2, 3, 4.
That was a lot of resonant strings thing going on. It was very filling in here.
Give you a
I don't know
migraine.
how it's coming through in the live stream, but it is sounding amazing in here with these two.
So it's interesting because people were saying, "Oh, that has a medieval sound to it," you know, and I thought that was neat that they were able to pull that out and isolate it.
Oh yeah. That echoey sound is part of what that is, that hollow sound. In the tunes in this, that open fifth interval, but also in the, where you can hear that ring. That long. And it was in the 1900s, like 1960s or 70s, before you could play these resonant fiddles in churches in Europe. Not all over Europe, but maybe it was Finland, with Scandinavian countries, because of the persistent rumor that there was some little being in there, some elf or sprite or something, playing along with you.
Right.
That's a
with
creepy
the
thought.
Yeah.
Imagine if you hooked the sustain pedal up to that sucker.
You
You got like 20 little guys in there playing with you.
Yeah, but get a little heavy on the shoulders. but yeah, they ring for a long time.
Very good. What have we got?
Okay, we have Orkney Carol, I guess in the wrong order here. This one I have to cheat and use the words on because I don't sing the New Year's carols all year long. But I've enlisted help.
Okay.
Yeah, these three fellas are going to sing the chorus along with us. Rick has, I think, some notes here. Oh, Orkney Islands.
Yeah.
Oh, so the Orkney men would visit every single house on New Year's Eve, and they would be given a drink. And the song leader would have to remember all of the verses, which clearly I don't, would have to remember all of the verses or get a beating from his fellow songsters. And you can imagine what that looked like by the end of the evening on New Year's Eve when they'd had a drink at every house and kissed all the girls. Granddad would have been just right in the right place for.
You always want to go last because the people would be too drunk to beat you up if you didn't
Right.
remember them.
Right.
So.
Less beating, more kissing, right?
Yeah.
Yep, so I'm going to pull this up to my lap a little bit so I can see it better because my eyes just aren't as good as they used to be. All right, so.
You sure you can do that?
I
That's a
think
balance.
so.
It looks cumbersome.
Yeah, I think I'll manage. So, as long as I'm in the right key. Right?
Yeah.
2, 3, 4. This is New Year's Eve and night. We are all Queen Mary's men, and we've come here to claim our right, and that's before Our Lady. The morning it is New Year's Day. We are all Queen Mary's men, and we have come to sport and play, and that's before Our Lady. And if you don't open your door, we are all Queen Mary's men. We'll lay it flat upon the floor, and that's before Our Lady. Master, get your ale back. We are all Queen Mary's men. Give us a couple pints of that, and that's before Our Lady. Wish your hens well will they cry.
We are all Queen Mary's men.
And everyone lay 3 times 5,
And that's before Our Lady.
We wish your geese may all do well.
We are all Queen Mary's men.
And everyone 12 at her heel, and
That's before Our Lady.
God bless the mistress and her man.
We are all Queen Mary's men.
Dish and table, pot and pan,
And that's before Our Lady.
Here's to the one with yellow hair.
We are all Queen Mary's men.
She's hiding underneath the stair,
And that's before Our Lady. We are all Queen Mary's men.
Although our time may not be long, you'll all be kissed ere we go.
Yay!
Yay, that's why I do love that tune. When
Well, and it's a fun one to sing.
it is a fun one to sing. And, you know, by the time you get to the end of it, you feel like you've had a libation or two. Okay, so you want to do All Through the Night? And something with
Sure.
it? Oh, Christmas Day in the Morning.
Yeah. This interesting. All Through the Night started as a Welsh tune. I think it was called Nos Galan. And it was not a carol at all. It was just a melody, dance melody. And eventually it had lyrics added to it. And it became Deck the Halls. And became a Christmas tune. And then what's interesting is that in the 1960s, a fiddler took this tune and rearranged it a little bit and turned it into a fiddle tune, changing the time signatures into a fiddle tune called The Piper in the Meadow. So it's kind of interesting how a tune starts as a generic kind of secular tune, becomes a carol, and then becomes a secular fiddle tune. You don't usually see that kind of switch. It usually turns into some kind
One
of church
tune
tune, and
together,
that's
yeah.
it, you know, for 5,000 years. And then the second tune was written by Friedemann Stickle,
Okay.
a Scottish man who lived in the Shetland Islands. And he would play Christmas Day in the Morning for his Lord and Master every Christmas Day. And because of that, his name was kept alive and attached to the tune, which again is kind of unusual, you know, for the early 1800s, for a fiddler's name to be attached to a tune for so long and stay there. So good old Friedemann.
Yeah, and that Christmas Eve is playing for your friends is a tradition that we have adopted. We have a couple that we just loved. Earl and Letitia Sloan would come to see us every time we played. There was an independent bookstore in Dayton called Books and Company, and we played there for years, and they would come all the time. And when they died, I promised that we would come and play for them. So on Christmas Eve, we go play a Shokin farewell for them and at the cemetery, and then we have another friend at the same place. So we make the rounds on Christmas Eve, and usually, you know, there'll be some people that are there to visit their loved ones too, and they'll stop and listen. It's just a really peaceful, quiet. It's become a nice Christmas Eve tradition for us.
Cemetery, they have about, 2,000 or so
4,000.
luminaries, 4,000 luminaries.
4,000 luminaries
It's
they
beautiful.
put out on Christmas Eve. It's stunning.
And we also play our own Letitia's Waltz, which is on our first CD, which is available from Townsend's.
It is.
Which you should get and drink Blue Lion,
What's the name of that CD?
Jim's New Red Pants.
The brand new red.
The brand new red cans, they long since disintegrated.
So we've got another super chat in that says play the hurdy-gurdy. Or we
don't
right.
think we have.
I didn't bring the
We did.
hurdy-gurdy
It has
You
a-
today.
didn't bring
oh,
your
no.
sound. did
We
you?
brought the nickel harpa today.
It has a threat with it, so
A
it looks
threat?
like they're going to be rioting. So sorry.
You're gonna have to do with the nickel harp.
I mean, Rick, you could have stopped all of this, but and then we just have a ton of gift memberships. And,
Oh, thank you.
that's a new thing from the last time I was behind this
Yeah.
machine. So thank you guys so much for that.
Super.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we went caroling as a family. When I was a kid, we would like drive around the county and knock on friends' doors and stuff. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that is great.
This is another super chat. Would you be able to put the songs up as a separate little music videos? Oh, as separate videos. Okay. It would make a nice Christmas playlist.
Well, the live stream will be available, so you know we might be able. Well, no, we didn't record it, so no.
Absolutely.
The answer is no.
Your nice little Christmas playlist isn't going to happen. Sorry.
A lot of these songs are on
Right.
A Winter's Day and what's the other one called?
Snowbound.
Snowbound. So you do have the chance to see them.
Right.
Okay.
And this live stream will be in replay form, so you can.
Right, so you can watch the whole thing
Yeah.
and hear all the nice, clever banter again.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you say banjo?
Banjo.
These musicians the musician jokes go downhill real fast. Waka waka.
What am I playing?
All through the night.
questions for you all.
Okay.
One, somebody in the comment section is in the market for a bouzouki and is asking if you have any suggestions for brand names or types or anything like that, Rick.
Well, if you're just starting out and you want to know if the bouzouki is a great instrument for you, there are a lot of course, Asian-made instruments, and of the ones I've played, I started on a Trinity College, and that is my outdoor bouzouki, and it holds up really well. It's been landed on by fence posts and all kinds of stuff, but it's a really nice bouzouki to start with. If you're already playing, this is a Phil Crump. Phil lives in California and makes bouzouki's and octave mandolins and mandolins. It's just a beautiful instrument. I couldn't really ask for a better bouzouki than this. So C-R-U-M-P, Phil Crump. May take you a while to get one from him because he
Several years.
Well, it could, yeah. Although he did have some extenuating circumstances when mine was being built, like a mudslide and a tree falling on his workshop and some things like that.
That'll slow you down.
Yeah, that slows you down a little bit.
Lousy excuse if you ask me.
So But there are all kinds of bouzouki makers now. It used to be you'd be able to buy a filed and maybe a Davy, I think Sean Davy. But now there are so many makers making them. It's just, I know there's a good maker in Tennessee. I can't remember his name, but a lot of Irish bands are using his bouzouki's. And Dervish uses this. Michael Holmes and Dervish uses this exact model. So that's why I got it, because he's a great player, and I just thought if I got an instrument like his,
Maybe
I'd be
you
a
could play
great
that one.
player. Yeah.
There you go.
Maybe I could play in Dervish,
The other question that I have is, a lot of times you'll hear people give advice to young starting out musicians, but one of the things that I've noticed is that there are a lot of folks who get a lot of time when they're kids, they're empty nesters, and they want to start into. Do you have any advice for those folks when they're starting on their instruments with adult brains that feel like they have to do things perfectly or else it's not worth it, and that sort of thing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, back at the beginning, don't worry about a wrong note. But one of the nice things about starting as an adult, as an empty nester, is you have probably saved a little bit of money to be able to indulge your passion a little bit better than you might have when you were 20. And so one piece of advice is, after a certain level, there really is a difference in the instruments. And the better the instrument, the easier it is for you to learn to play it well. It's like the difference between driving, say, a Yugo, for those of you old enough to remember what those were, and a Mercedes. It's the same experience. They both get you there. But not only is it easier to learn to play, but with older joints, older fingers, less fatigue, less pain, maybe less damage. Having an instrument that's really well adjusted and easy to play definitely makes it more encouraging to stick with it. Adults it's hard because they're used to being competent at whatever they do. They do their job well, they've raised their kids, they do the things they do well. And to start an instrument is tricky. It's hard to go back and be a beginner. And if you have an instrument that helps you, it makes a difference.
But it's good for your brain.
Very
and,
good.
And also that more expensive instrument might keep you at it because, I made this investment, so I better keep doing it.
Yeah.
It's a good investment. If you spend $30 going to a movie, you leave the movie and that's it. The $30 is gone. You put $30 in a music book and you might play out of that book for the next 30 years. Yeah. So it really is a much better value in the long run to invest in an instrument and in yourself. Yep. Plus, one of the neurological benefits to learning an instrument, even if it's late in life, is that the act of moving your hands in opposite directions in different ways at the same time is one of the things that they have found that protects your speech in case of stroke. Mm-hmm. That's one of the things that protects those neural pathways. Right. So a good investment just for that.
Right. I think there's a lot to just, the manual learning something again, and things like singing are really good for you health-wise. So there's a bunch of benefits to it.
Oh, yeah.
Besides just, hey, this would be, fun.
And the social benefits.
Yeah.
Plus, it's called playing music for a reason.
Exactly.
I think adults forget how to play.
Yeah.
And it's an important thing.
Yeah. Good point.
While we got this little break, I do want to thank, I don't have the names, but I do want to thank all the YouTube members and Patreon folks, and especially all you super chatters out there. Thank you for your direct support of what we do here on the channel. So, what do you have next?
Well, we have, you need to switch instruments, but this is a tune that Rick wrote for Christmas. It's called The Reed, and it's written for these resonant instruments. We have been listening to this trio called Northern Resonance, and they play a nickel harpa, a viola d'amore, which I'll have next time, and mine just has some pegs that needed some attention, and Hardanger fiddle. And they all just are monster players, but all of that resonant sound is just amazing. And so Rick was inspired by them to write this tune called The Wreath. for nickel harpa.
You all right
and
there?
Yeah, I just
was your
lost my. Here's. I lost my.
Oh,
Oh, your shoulder rest.
Yeah.
hold on.
Oh. Thank you, John.
There we go.
Thank you.
I about didn't survive that.
Yeah, I wouldn't have.
I feel like I need like a playpen kind of a
Right.
moat around me for all this stuff I
With
dropped to
tools,
keep
yeah.
it close.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Somebody in the chat had to leave for a work purpose, and it said my client didn't respond, so now I'm back.
I'll teach them.
Yeah.
Very nice.
That was my favorite one so far.
Oh,
I love that
thank
one.
you.
That's great.
Thank you. Yeah.
Somebody was commenting on how mechanically complicated that instrument looks, especially by today's instrument standards. Do you have anything to say about that?
I would say to me, at the level I'm playing, yes. No, it's really not complicated. I'm using Swedish tuning is C, G, C, A, and I'm using what they call continental tuning, which is C, G, D, A, which is like a mandola. So, having played mandola and mandolin, it's
So you're cheating, is that it?
well, I'm using a different tuning. Yeah, that really fits me well, you know, and it fits this instrument well because some of these tangents up here, I still haven't taken them out and worked on them yet to get them to where they're hitting really true notes.
When he says taking them out, it's quite a process because you have to lift up these bars. You have to pull a tangent out of 3 keys because there's a little channel, and the lowest one comes up through the other 2 keys. Then the middle one comes up through the top key, and the top one just sits on the top key. So you have to pull all of those out and keep them straight. Then this pulls out, and you have to rub it down. We used 2400 grit sandpaper and graphite to keep them
all sliding just right.
sliding because humidity changes can just stop it cold.
Yeah.
So it is really a complex instrument to put together with all of those keys
Are a lot of
in
the
there.
modern ones with metal?
No,
they stay wood.
Yeah, stay with the wood, and some are using synthetic, some kind of nylon or something like that. But I think the best sound you're going to get are the wood. You know, And it's amazing that 500-600 years ago people were able to come up with this and make it. This is you don't see these made every day.
They were all
I
just
mean,
like cavemen. They all wore brown and furs, and they couldn't do anything.
I think a lot of people are interested in. They just haven't seen that instrument
Yeah.
before.
Oh, yeah.
They're wondering if they can hear maybe half a song of it by itself.
Sure.
Put you on the spot like that, right?
It's very resonant when you hear it by
Yeah.
itself.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's got 12 resonant strings as opposed to just 3 that you play and a drone that you play sometimes. But these 3 are really the only ones you play with the bow. And then those 12 resonant strings are tuned
They just pick that up.
to
and-
pick up, all of the chromatic notes. So it really is a big sound when you're.
Well,
when
and
you're
it
real
does have
close
that
to it.
very medieval sound too,
Oh,
because
yeah.
of that kind of resonant, churchy sound.
Yeah.
So Farmer's Wife just fired in a super chat here. It says, in honor of our reenacting friend Marv Kostra, who passed over the river to rest in the shade of the trees this morning. In his 90s, he was still sleeping on the ground last year.
Wow.
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 I don't like to sleep on the ground.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sorry to hear about
Yeah.
their passing, and thank you for bringing our attention to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll play Oh Holy Night for her. Just need to switch instruments. So this is in honor of your friend.
Very nice.
Thank you. So do you want to do the old year now by his flood, or do you want to go on to Canzone?
You do canzone. Yeah. So this is an Italian carol, and it's Canzone di Zampanari, which is Carol of the Bagpipers. And bagpipes then weren't the big battle pipes. The Italian pipe didn't have drone pipes to it at all. It just was a singular melodic pipe with the bag under your arm. And the pipers in Christmas tradition would go to carpenters' homes and play carols, including this canzone. And then they would go to, if there were a statue of Mary, they would go to that statue and play it. And then they would all gather in town, and sometimes they would burn giant wood piles that were shaped like trees, and people would, no, that's Dr. Seuss. no, they would gather around the tree and they would play the Canzone di Zampanari, and it does have words to it, but we don't know Italian, so we're out of luck.
Yeah. But we can hear the tune.
Yeah, you can hear the tune, which the piper probably couldn't sing and play at the same time anyway. So.
Maybe you want to dance Italian tunes.
Yeah. Get
Or
out
eat
those
those
Italian.
wedding cookies
Oh,
that
yeah.
have the powdered sugar on them.
We got a super chat in. It says a mug of holiday cheer, Townsend's, and all the nutmeggers.
Thank you very much.
So we're there. We're running close on time.
Okay.
I don't know if there's any housekeeping. I'll drop a link to those CDs one more time in the chat.
Okay. You want to take us out on a tune here?
Yep, we're going to do God Rest You Merry Gentlemen.
Okay. Before they start, I want to thank everyone for being here in the live stream today. I want to thank you for your care of us in your gifting us, being part of the channel, being in the chat, and of course, the super chatters and the other people who buy merch or whatever it is. You help support what we do. Thank you so much. I'll let you guys start
Thanks
out.
for listening. Merry Christmas.
There we go.
1, 2.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, John, for having us
Thanks for
here.
having us. And thanks, Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan, for running the
Great
show
to get
there.
to see you too.